Mayoral candidate Eric Adams vows to mandate COVID vaccinations for NYC school kids. De Blasio says he won't require the jab.
Use food, a whole food, plant-based diet to reverse my condition.
Eat healthy, read up on spices, learn how you can build your immune system.
They may be allies, but they certainly don't agree on everything. Democratic mayoral contender Eric Adams signaled a significant gap between he and Mayor de Blasio's thinking when it comes to COVID vaccine mandates Friday when Adams said he'd mandate that school children receive shots in order to attend class.
Let's turn now to the race for mayor. If you are mayor, the latest news we're getting about COVID vaccines is that we could be just weeks away from a vaccine being approved for children, ages 5 to 11. So we could vaccinate children under 12. If you are mayor, would you mandate a vaccine for children to go to school?
Yes, I would. And this is a city and country where we do vaccinate. I was vaccinated with smallpox, for mumps, measles, and so many others. We already have a system in place that states before you start school, you receive your vaccination. It is to protect the child and the student population. We saw historically what happens when you have an outbreak of a certain type of illness that takes place that we can prevent. Everything from polio and some of the great ways we save lives are based on vaccines. So I say, yes, if it's FDA approved, we should also mandate it as we mandate with other vaccinations.
And of course, the city is still not through. We're not past COVID yet. So let me ask you about vaccines for other groups and communities as well. We've reported here on some issues with COVID vaccine mandates for the NYPD and the fire department, the FDNY. Police Commissioner Shea and Fire Commissioner Dan Nigro, they said that they would be open to enforcing a mandate for their workers. Would you?
Yes, I would. And it should be in consultation and in conjunction with your unions. I would sit down with union leaders and we will map out a real plan of how we get those officers engaged. If they have to go to a location to be vaccinated, we should take into account it should be done on agency's time. I believe there's a way to work this out where we all will see the importance of having our first line workers being vaccinated.
For weeks, de Blasio has urged the federal government to move forward with approving vaccines for kids under 11, a tool he views as essential to returning the city to some semblance of pre-pandemic normalcy. But while he's issued vaccine mandates for teachers and other school workers, he's remained hesitant about announcing similar directives for students 12 and older who are now eligible to be inoculated. I feel very strongly that our kids need to be in school, he said Friday during an interview on WNYC. I'm not ready to exclude a child because their parents don't want them to be vaccinated. De Blasio has said, though, that he'd be issuing more mandates in the days ahead. But when asked to provide more detail, he's been short on specifics, even as elected officials and health experts have urged him to require cops, firefighters, and correction officers by required to get their shots. On Friday, Adams said he would support such mandates as well.
I never imagined that I would be forced to deliver the sacrifice to the altar with my own hands. In my old age, I must stretch out my arms and beg, brothers and sisters, hand them over to me. Fathers and mothers, give me your children. Yesterday afternoon, they gave me the order to send out from the ghetto more than 20,000 Jews. If not, they will do it. I must perform this difficult and bloody operation. I have to take children because if not, others might be taken as well. God forbid. I must tell you a secret. They requested 24,000 victims. I succeeded in reducing the number to 20,000. But only on condition that these will be children up to age 10. Children over 10 are safe. Hand them over to me so that we will avoid having further victims. And a population of 100,000 Jews be preserved. So they promised me, if we deliver our victims by ourselves, peace.